So could you just say what the movie's about?
I'm Vin Diesel, and I just did this movie. You are about to see the movie, The Pacifier, which is about a Navy SEAL who is given the assignment of protecting a family. And we learn that he has to develop his babysitting skills more than his combat skills or action stuff.
How are your babysitting skills then?
My babysitting skills are good. I'm like a cat in the hat type of babysitter, or was when I was a kid. When they hired me, when the parents came home, the house was usually destroyed.
But you did do it then.
But I did the good job, and the kids love me.
Well, why did you do this film now? Because people say it's a bit of a departure for you. So, yeah.
I did this film because I've got nieces and nephews and godchildren that have never seen an Uncle Vin movie. I've never done a movie that a whole family could see together. Disney is perfect at making movies that a whole family could see together. I just made a Disney movie. How cool.
But did it feel like a big departure for you? Did you have to get another frame of mind?
No, not really, because what was so clever about the story was it semi-picked up where we left off with another character and kind of flipped the genre on its ear. Very clever. You think the movie is going to be head in one direction, I mean, except for the fact that the poster tells it's going to be a lot of goo goo gaga, and then we go into this entirely different direction. Hysterical, funny. I wanted to do a film that a family could see together. When I was a kid, when I went to movies with my whole family, those experiences were somehow more memorable than when I went to see a movie by myself or with a friend, or something impactful about that. So now that I had the opportunity, I was going to do this film just to make a family picture.
But I understand that your mother has something to do with it, because she wanted you to be funny or something?
Yeah. My mother would say, because she would laugh. My mother finds humor in Chronicles of Riddick, any character I've ever played, she laughs at something. But she remembers me as being this class clown that spent a lot of time in the principal's office because of my comedic efforts. And so she was saying, you know, after I had played so many of these rough characters, she was saying, why don't you do something funny? You're so funny. Why don't you do, how come you never do anything that's just funny? So I wanted to do a film that was just a straightforward comedy. And I had the wonderful opportunity because of Spyglass and because of Disney to do it. They were very clever in the way they played off the people's expectations of what my characters would be based on previous characters. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. I have to say, I had more fun shooting The Pacifier than any other movie I've ever shot. And that is largely due to the fact that my chief obligation was to babysit these beautiful 9-month-old babies. So every day it was wee with the baby. So cute.
How do you hold it still? How do you get it to be quiet for every single day?
Very good question. That when I say my chief obligation was to cater to the 9-month-old babies, I mean that. Even in rehearsal, if you wanted to find me, I was probably on a stroll with a 9-month-old baby here and a 3-year-old Peter here, and walking around just kind of making the baby feel so comfortable that by the time we were halfway through production, even if I wasn't on set, even if my scene wasn't up and the baby was in another scene, if the baby started crying, they came to my trailer, knock, 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 open the door. I say, oh, we need you on set immediately. I said, I thought we weren't doing this scene for another 2 hours after lunch. No. The baby's crying. We need the baby whisperer. All right, what stage? Stage 4. All right. I'd start heading over to stage 4 and then see the baby. Where's the baby?
So your nickname became the Baby Whisperer?
The Baby Whisperer. And you could walk on set at any given time and you'd see me and my 9-month-old co-star talking or discussing the scene at hand,
Uh-huh.
talking about motivation. It was a wonderful experience.
Do you miss these kids now?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, do you try to keep in touch, or how does that go? Because when some production ends, I must...
The saddest thing about the film business is that you create these intense relationships for a year or 6 months during the production. And then you move on to another film and you create a whole new list of relationships that are intense and have to take priority because of the film that you're filming. So you're constantly moving around. So that's something that I learned actually in Saving Private Ryan, the first Hollywood picture, that, you know, every year it's going to be a new family.
Mm. In the film, you're also directing a play. Did that at all remind you of your own theater days?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I thought it was really brilliant how Adam Shankman started the production with The Sound of Music, because it kind of put everything in perspective. Firstly, it gave me a nostalgic feeling of being on stage back in New York, hustling to do off Broadway plays. But it set the tone, because it said we may as well be doing a play. You know, the cast was learning this choreography. We were on stage. It had a very stage-like feel. In addition to that, the fact that Sound of Music is the play that we're doing is no accident. It parallels, obviously, you know, Shane Wolf's kind of relationship with the family.
Mm-hmm. Those theater days in New York for you, you said you wanted to do off Broadway or maybe Broadway. Does that mean that you never really started out wanting to become the action man?
I started acting when I didn't know what muscles were. I mean, I was 7 years old getting $20 a week at a place called Theater for the New City. Needless to say, I didn't look like this.
What does it come from then, all the muscle?
The muscles, the muscle, the physique came from bouncing in New York City. While I was beating the pavement, I needed to find a job that wouldn't interfere with my goals and my dreams during the day. And the only thing I could find was this bouncing job at night. And the only thing that you have to do to be a bouncer is to make sure that you are formidable. That means going and working out and fighting and getting ready for work.
Mm-hmm. But does that also mean that you feel a little cornered in by all the action roles that are suggested to you?
No. I look for character, and I approach every film the same way. I approach films with the same. I approach the transformation of character with the same integrity, whether it's an action film, a comedy, a drama by a courtroom drama by Sidney Lumet, a sci-fi. Regardless of what it is, I want to make sure that the character, at the very least, is right. Mm-hmm. And so I approach it with the same process, the same method.
Yeah, but still, films like The Pacifier and the Sidney Lumet movie, do you want them to, you know, show them, do you want them to show you in another light to the public?
Well, I try not to buy into image shaping. It's really got to be about making a movie that allows you to escape for 2 hours. At the end of the day, I only want to entertain. I only want to make movies that are thought-provoking or entertaining, or at the very least, allow you to escape for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. You did that with this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.